Hey, what's up guys, Kai here, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VI using no Magicite. Last time, Terra, Edgar, and Bannon all arrived in Narshe, where they met up with Arvis, the old man who helped Terra earlier in the game, and who also turned out to be another member of the Returners. And while those four work to persuade Narshe to fight against the Empire, we shift our focus over to Locke, who has infiltrated South Figaro easily enough, but now he needs to get the hell out of here because things are getting a little complicated. Now, if I were Locke, and I were a thief, presumably I would be light on my feet. So what I would do is I would just come over here and wait around the corner for that guard to turn his back, and then just like Solid Snake, I would sneak up behind him, break his fucking neck, or choke him out, or use the Vulcan death pinch, or something, and be on my merry way. However, we can't do any of that in this game, so we're going to have to sneak out of town the hard way. And in order to do that, we have to do a little bit of puzzle solving and a little bit of stealth. But that's why I like this scenario so much. This is easily my favorite of the three. And this is vital information for your everyday life. Remember this, viewers. So yeah, what you're supposed to do is go around town talking to people, getting various tips and hints, and then put those to use until you eventually find your way out. So the first thing we want to do is come over here to the old man's house. And now that we have our merchant costume, which we stole from the merchant in the last video, we can get by here. If you come here dressed up in your normal attire, the kid tells you only merchants will pass. So normally, what you're not supposed to do is know about this hidden bridge. And this is where I have a conflict with this scenario, because I know what to do, and I know where to go. So it feels like if I just go from point A right to point B, that it takes away from the experience in a way. You know what I mean? But on the same notion, I don't want to pretend like I don't know where I'm going and wander around aimlessly. So what I'm going to do for this LP this time around is I'll show off a few things, but not everything. So what you're intended to do is come up here and talk to the officer, which engages a battle, and just like with the merchant, you can steal his clothes. Now once you have the officer's outfit, you can get by some of the guards and you can talk to them and learn more about what's going on around here. What? Nothing witty and clever to say, Locke? I'm disappointed. Alright, now that we're dressed up as an officer, we can talk to some of the guards. However, you do not want to talk to the Magicite soldiers. What? You're giving me an order? I'm your superior. Because no matter if you're dressed up as a merchant, Locke, the clown. Yeah, Kefka is the court mage for the Empire. But yeah, like I was saying, no matter who you're dressed up as, talking to the Magicite soldiers will pit you in a battle against a heavy armor, and they will kick your ass. Uh-oh, troops are on the march to Narshe as we speak? Yeah, all three scenarios happen simultaneously. Let's see, yeah. So now we want to go to the cafe. If you talk to these guys as a merchant, they all say they don't want to buy anything. Wait, there's a passage under the big mansion? Oh, interesting. Looks like there's dissension in the ranks, and they locked her up somewhere in town. So yeah, you guys see how all of these little pro tips are coming together? Sometimes you can steal a guardian dagger from these guys, but it is a rare steal. So yeah, going up to the officer and talking to those guards isn't necessary by any means, but I just thought I'd show it off because you get a little bit of background information as to what's going on. Remember that old guy was, well, I guess we don't know this, but earlier the merchant said he has to deliver the cider to the old man, and that's how you're supposed to know to go do that. Because unless you get the guy drunk, he's not going to tell you anything. Now that we have the cider, though, we just come back here. Yeah, we heard about that. What do you mean you forget what the password is? Yeah. Thanks a lot, old man. Alright, well, it's not failure. And it's not Rosebud because this is not Citizen Kane, so we're going to go with Courage. Yeah, it's pretty easy to figure out. And just like that, we got a hidden passage. And this will connect to the rich man's house. Hey, this looks familiar from earlier in the game, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, you son of a bitch. What's that sound? Sounds like there's a breeze in here. I thought it was a bit drafty. So yeah. There you go. Eventually you'll figure out that that's the drafty room with the hidden passage, and you should be able to figure out where the staircase is. And yeah, let's get out of those merchant clothes. Ah, it's a female general. What the? He's beating the hell out of her. You know, I am surprised this scene made it past the censors, especially back in the 90s. I mean, they left, well, I don't want to spoil that, but out of all the other things that were changed and censored because, oh, we can't have that in the game, they left in the scene where a male guard is beating a female prisoner? Wow. But anyways, this is a product of genetic engineering. She's a battle-hardened Magitech knight with a spirit as pure as snow. This is General Celeste, one of my favorite characters. Well, technically she's still on her feet. What? Man, Kefka's evil, just for the sake of being evil. He's gonna poison an entire kingdom? Well, come on, Locke. You can't just sit by and let this happen. Do something. That's not what I had in mind, but okay. How did he get up there anyways? Nah, she'll be okay. We have to remove her chains. I like how Locke plays it off cool. Name's Locke. I don't think they ever explain why Celeste decided to go renegade. I mean, we can assume she doesn't agree with what they're doing, but they don't actually go into details. Boy, Locke, you're really playing the field, aren't you? First Terra, and now Celeste? And with that, we get General Celeste in our party. So let's see, let's give her some stuff, not that it really matters. Yeah, we'll give her the white cape, and now we'll give the Atlas armlet to Locke. That's a really good combination with the Genji glove. Yeah, whatever. And now we'll give the sprint shoes to Celeste, because I am not going to be walking around here slow as balls. Stealing is wrong. Look who's in my party, game. Uh-oh. So much for being able to go days without sleep. Oh yeah, Celeste has magic. Just like Terra, she gets Cure, Antidote, she gets Ice instead of Fire. And she has the Imp spell. This changes to and from the Imp status. And I'll go over that in more detail eventually. So let's go ahead and save our game here. And yes, I know the save point in Duncan's house in the basement is so you can save your game here as Locke. But right before that you have a save point when you're picking your scenarios, so it doesn't really seem all that important to me. Alright, looks like we're finally on our way out of here. With some random battles, alright. New enemies, Vector Pups, and Commanders. You know what, let's use the Imp spell. Why not? What it does on the enemy is it turns them into... We'll see if it works first. Yeah, a little... What is that thing anyways? But essentially what it does is it limits their commands to physical attacks or the Imp spell. And if they don't know that spell, well, all they can do is attack physically. There is a bug with that spell. Some enemies, when they're transformed into an Imp, have a 100% crit rate. So you want to watch out for that. Oh, I need to put her in the back row. She's a mage. And the same thing with your characters. If you get hit by the Imp spell, all you can do is fight or cast Imp. Alright. Here we get the iron armor. We'll give that to Celeste, because she has no armor. Lowers her speed by 2, but it's nothing to worry about, really. Alright, let's go up and around first. If you leave the Vector Pups alone in battle, eventually they will run away. Got some more equipment for Celeste here. Oh, the plumed hat is better than the hairband. Huh, okay. Guess we could thank the merchants for that one. Now, over here, yes, is a secret game passage. There we go. Alright, another enemy formation here. Let's go with a good ice spell. Man, they're really wailing on her. Yeah, go Locke. That Genji glove combo with the Atlas armlet, very good. And that's one thing you'll notice about this game as we progress through it, is that there are so many ways to customize your characters. It's amazing. I love the battle system in this game. If you watched my last LP, then you already know that. Here we get an ether that restores 150 MP. X potions, a full recover. And last but not least, we get a secret ribbon. Just like in every other Final Fantasy game, that will protect against all status ailments. It's very nice. How do I get out of here? Ugh. But yeah, a lot of people think this is just a simple 16-bit Super Nintendo game, you know? How vast and innovative could the combat really be? Well, there are many angles to take when you approach the same situation, so whatever your playstyle is... Uh-oh. They can attack twice? Wow, Locke, you really cheated death there. we'll use some cure spells. Forgot what I was saying already. Ooh, the earrings. One of the best accessories in the entire game. It increases your spell damage by 25. And if you equip 2 of them, it stacks, giving you a 50% bonus. And it also works for your healing spells. So I should probably give those to Celeste at some point. Oh, that's how he attacked twice. He used a special attack. Okay. There we go. Now her magic will be a little bit more powerful. Because you're hot, that's why. Pretty sure she can see right through you, Locke. But alright, we made it out of town. So now let's head to... Where are we going? I guess we'll go to Narsh. Alright, new enemies, Gold Bears and Primordites, and this is the #1 reason why I wanted to do Locke's scenario before doing Sabin's. Because the Primordites are going to be very crucial to my strategy in an upcoming battle. Again, because there are so many different ways to customize your characters and approach battles, you don't have to do what I'm going to do. Now, the contents of the treasure boxes have changed since last time. And what I want to do is actually fight some more Primordites. Alright. No, what I want to do is I want to pick up one of them for now. But the rest I still want to save until later. And Locke gained a level. Awesome. What's that noise? Alright, continuing onwards. Let's go over here. And fight the last of the new enemies, the Trilobiters. Those enemies can poison your characters, so you want to take them out first. There we go, easy enough. Numbblade, uh-oh. And that is the stop status. And unfortunately, at this point in the game, unless you have the ribbon equipped, there's no guarding against that. And there's no way to recover either. You just have to sit around and wait for it to wear off. It is very deadly. If only I had access to that ability with my characters. Anyways, here we get a Thunder Rod. Getting a little low on MP. But that's okay because we can use that recovery spring, which is right around the corner. Perfect timing, I guess you could say. What is that noise? What's coming out of the wall? Boss time is coming out of the wall against the tunnel armor. What do you mean don't draw its magic attack? Yeah, so this is another tutorial boss battle. And this time around, we'll be learning how to use Runic Blade. That's Celeste's unique ability. And basically it allows you to absorb magic attacks and prevent them from dealing damage to your party, which is all well and good. Or you can use the Thunder Rod as a battle item and one-shot this guy. Yeah, just like in Final Fantasy V, you can break the Thunder Rods cast a level 2 elemental spell, relative to which kind of rod it is, and it deals double the damage. Doesn't deal triple damage like it does in Final Fantasy V when using a mage character, because that's just too OP. But double the damage is still pretty fucking good. But you know what? That's too cheap, even for my tastes. So we're gonna fight this battle the old-fashioned way and defeat the tunnel armor the way that we are expected to defeat the tunnel armor. So you want to pass on the Thunder Rod because it will become a much, much better item later in the game. And before we initiate this fight, I want to remove all my accessories, except the Genji Glove. That's going to be handy here for Locke. Because the tunnel armor only has 1000 HP, and Locke should be able to take him out in about 3 attacks. So this time we will actually be using the runic command. Alright, I want to steal with Locke. Damn it. You can steal a Air Lancet or a Bioblaster depending on your luck. Hopefully we get the Air Lancet. Hopefully we can steal, period. But essentially the way runic works is you just use it with Celeste, and the next spell to come your way will be absorbed into MP equal to the casting cost of the spell. Now once you absorb a spell, you have to reapply the runic ability. It'd be nice if Locke could actually steal. Thank you. So we can get on with our day. Alright, now you just want to start attacking with the Genji Glove, and you should be fine. Now one thing you have to keep in mind when using the runic ability is that it will also absorb spells that your party will use. So you can't just use runic and then cast a spell and have it go through. There's a drawback to it. And the other drawback is that Celeste has to be equipped with a sword in order to use Runic Blade. Kinda makes sense. You know what, let's go with an Ice Spell. Should be enough to take him out. There we go. And for defeating him, we get an elixir. Very nice. And that wraps up Locke's scenario. Well, there's only one left. My main man, Sabin. What dire fate has befallen Sabin after he fell from the raft? Well, you guys will just have to find out next time. But until then, as always, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Take care.